Alrighty, my friends. For those that are joining this evening, I just want to give you a quick update. My name is meteorologist Matthew Wine, talking about some rain chances here. And yes, it was falling apart rapidly. So let's break down what's been going on earlier today, what's happening right now, and what we anticipate rain-wise for the rest of your weekend. I know you've got plans. Is it going to rain on your parade? Everybody wants to know that. It's a possibility. So let's talk about what's happening out there right now. Okay? So we're going to take a look out across Louisville, and you're going to notice that there is a little bit of rain out there. It's not much, really, not much at all. And in all honesty, the rain that we're going to be getting here is going to be fairly light in nature. Most of it not very impactful. Most of it not going to cause us issues. But what we do get, folks are going to want to know about here. So let's go into graphics. Show you guys what I'm talking about. Looking off in the distance to the east of Louisville, it's kind of hazy out there. That may just be a little bit of light shower action over in eastern Jefferson County. It doesn't amount to much. It's not going to hit very many folks. It's really light. 85 in Louisville right now, dew point of 55. That drier air that we've had throughout the day has been preventing much of the rain from actually making it down to the ground. So folks may have been looking at their radars just like I was earlier today and saying, hey, I don't really see this rain hitting the ground, but I see it on my radar app. Why is it not making it here? Well, it's because we've had dry air, not just at the surface, but all through the levels of the atmosphere. A lot more moisture further north allowed those showers and storms to actually get that rain down to the ground up in northern Indiana. But Seymour was one of those spots that did have a little bit of rain earlier, just some light drops, and that was about it. Still very cloudy out there. Still on the warmer side compared to where we should be this time of year, sitting at 79 degrees this evening. And dew point's a little bit higher up there. Again, from the rain that they had earlier today, did moisten up the air mass just a touch, but not a whole lot. And if you guys have some questions, you guys can put them in the chat. I'll get to them as fast as I can. Winds are out of the east, 7 miles per hour in Seymour, and here's that rain that I was talking about. Again, you see it on satellite and radar, but you're not necessarily feeling it at the surface. We'll zoom on in, or go a little bit further north, I should say, just to show you where this rain is coming from. The moisture source from this has really, the moisture's been wrapping around an area of high pressure, and I'll show you that large scale map in just a second here. But a lot more of the extra moisture to get these showers and storms to pop off in Indiana has been coming from Lake Michigan. So even though it's not a big body of water, it's definitely an impactful one. It undoubtedly, with snow, you talk about lake effect snow that happens along Lake Michigan for northern Indiana, you can get lake effect showers as well. And part of this moisture content is coming from Lake Michigan. So all that moisture trying to make its way down here, it's having a hard time transporting, but it has been successful in a few spots. You look at Todd's Point and Simpsonville over in Shelby County, getting a little bit of rain there. Oldham County near Crestwood, a couple of little showers near you, and Oldham as well, and Bedford and up in Trimble County. Otto, you've had a couple little light showers, but most of what you're seeing on radar, you're not seeing at the surface. Another decent little batch of lighter rain is moving into our northern counties up in Lawrence, Jackson, Jennings counties, but don't anticipate this being real measurable rainfall. If we get something out of this measurable rain, we're talking 1/100th of an inch, and that would probably be about it. So this isn't going to help with the drought conditions that we've seen basically become worse across much of southern Indiana here. And looking up near Indianapolis, you'll notice that there were showers and storms that had formed north. They've all passed south of the metro in Indianapolis, and you're not seeing rejuvenation of those showers up there. So really, this should be about it through about midnight is this batch of rain, and then we could see additional showers redevelop after midnight. And we'll talk about those overnight rain chances in a little bit. So again, surface winds are primarily out of the east or the southeast throughout Indiana, and you're probably thinking to yourself, well, the rain is moving from north to south. Why is that? Reason for it is that we've got the flow aloft, real high in the atmosphere at 500 millibars. We're talking tens of thousands of feet up. This ridge of high pressure that's west of the Mississippi River and has started to cross into the Ohio River Valley has been directing these showers in that north to south fashion. So that moisture transport coming from the Great Lakes, what little there is to work with here, has that jet stream to work with, and it's helping pop off these showers and a couple of storms earlier. In fact, northern Indiana did have some severe thunderstorm warnings for large hail and some gusty winds earlier today. So let's zoom in to the metro. Again, you see the light rain around our area, temperatures holding steady in the low to mid 80s. That's accurate. Where we're starting right now with this HER model run, the high rapid refresh model run, it's pretty good. I think it's doing a great job. As we go through the overnight, you'll notice showers and storms streaming in from the north, basically all night long. Let me take it back here for you a little bit. You go from where we're at right now, 8, 9, 10 o'clock, it has showers here. But one thing I really want to point out is that it shows those deep reds, the yellows, oranges, meaning moderate to really heavy rain. That is highly unlikely for us to see that tonight. We look at models and we use them as guidance. And we say, you know what? It's a possibility for this to happen. But it's not a guarantee. I take this not just with a grain of salt, a big old tablespoon of salt. I think that it paints a picture, but not necessarily the right one. You go through the rest of the overnight hours, 12, 1, 2. Like I said, rain chances could be increasing, but I don't think that our rainfall rates are going to be as crazy as what this model's saying. We've got some lift there, but we don't have a ton of moisture to work with, and when we're moisture deprived, it doesn't matter how much lift you have. You can't squeeze any moisture, like if you're wringing out a towel. If you didn't put any water in it, you're not going to be able to squeeze any water back out. So when we only have a damp towel and we're squeezing as hard as we can and twisting that towel, yeah, you may be able to get a few drops out of it, but it's not like a sopping wet towel as an air mass that has a lot of moisture, like say an air mass that's coming from the Gulf of Mexico. You squeeze that out when it's from the Gulf and you're going to get torrential downpours. But when it's coming from the north, Great Lakes don't have as much moisture to work with. So I still think that yes, we're going to have some rain chances in here, but it's not going to be a significant amount. So while that model was saying that we have basically an 80 to 90% chance of rain, I'm going 40% at best. And I'm not including storms in here. I'm saying some showers, a little bit of light rain, potentially measurable, but most of us probably won't even know it happened except for a little bit of wet grass early in the morning for those of us that even get the rain, and many will not. So again, looking at some comments over here, not seeing a whole lot happening just yet, but if you guys do have some comments, go ahead, put them in there. More than happy to answer for you. Tomorrow specifically, I want to hit on Bourbon and Beyond, Gaslight Festival. If you have outdoor activities, I think that your best chance to see rain is going to be in the first part of the day. Models are very consistently saying through about 11 o'clock is when the metro could have some showers, and then around noontime, 1 o'clock is when things should really clear out for us in the metro. We'll leave in maybe a 10% chance at best for something to redevelop around 5, but I think that the chance is probably even lower than that. And for those that are at Bourbon Beyond or any other festivities this weekend on Sunday, late in the night, should be good coming home. Skies should be clearing. Temperatures slow to drop. Will keep things warm overnight. But at that point, I think that we should be seeing significant improvements when it comes to any sort of rain chance. But again, even with a 20% chance for rain or a 10% chance for rain, it's highly unlikely that you get it. The moisture content just isn't there. And so you pop something off, you get a little light drizzle. It's probably not even a scenario when you really need a rain jacket or an umbrella for tomorrow. Just keep in mind that you may run into one of these, or I guess it runs into you and sticks around for a little while, but shouldn't be something that overpowers your experience out there at the Gaslight Festival or at Bourbon and Beyond or whatever you may be doing on your Sunday. Let's go back to current satellite and radar. And again, show you guys the showers that we have across the area. There's not a ton. Most of it's super light in nature. And as we zoom in a little bit to the metro, you see a large majority of these have been east of the 65 corridor. And many models over the last 12 to 24 hours have been saying that that's probably going to be the better chance. Is east of I-65, closer to I-75, seeing more of the heavier rain and better rainfall potential. But you also notice that there is that batch coming in from the north. There were a couple of decent little downpours, but as they crossed over I-70 in southern Indiana or central Indiana, they've really fallen apart. So storms, very unlikely. Light showers, that's your best case scenario here. And most likely places to see this are going to be southern Indiana, which has already had a little rain today, and east of I-65 in Kentucky. If you're west of I-65 or you're over in western Kentucky, that rain chance is pretty low. So tomorrow flying out of Louisville, 7 o'clock. Will it be okay? Amanda Davis, I think you're good to go. Yes, could there be some light showers out there? It's possible. Maybe even some moderate rain briefly, but even that won't last long. I don't anticipate that you're going to run into serious turbulence. I think that there will be cloud cover, but the pilots are trained for that, so you're good to go. Just be wary of the fact you're getting out of your car. If you're not underneath the pavilion at Louisville International, you may catch a few raindrops, but it shouldn't cause any cancellations or any problems flying wise. Let's see. We need the rain. Grass is crunchy. Joyce, you're right. You're absolutely right. We could definitely use some rain around here. We had a few good days of rain in southern and south central Kentucky, but most of southern Indiana really didn't get a whole lot of heavy rain with the couple of batches that we've had here recently. So we could use some more, and eventually the rain's got to return. But when you go through really dry spells like this, sometimes it takes a much larger system to overcome the moisture loss in an area. And not just saying that we help out our drought conditions, I'm saying helping out the overall weather pattern for an extended period of time. The longer that you're dry, the harder that it is for you to get good moisture transport in here and actually make a difference in the atmosphere and what's happening in the soil. How much will it take to lift burn bans? Amanda, that is a great question. I don't have an exact answer for that, but we did see improvements. So I may be able to pull that in for you here in just a second. We did see improvements in South Central Kentucky with the rain that we've had recently, and that actually caused or influenced the judges to make decisions to lift the burn bans in, I believe it was Hart County, Taylor County, Greene, Adair. Here we go. Let me get this map in here for you. So this is the, and I haven't updated this one today, so I'm going to have to double check. But this is what I last saw yesterday. In Hart, Greene, Taylor, Adair counties, we're all underneath burn bans. Got about 1 inch to 1.5 inches of rain last week, and the burn bans have been lifted. Henry County, you were in one, but didn't get as much rain, but still had your burn ban lifted. So I don't know what the exact protocol there was for you guys, but you saw less than 1 inch of rain and still had the burn bans lifted. Let me see if any additional burn bans have actually been put into effect here recently. All right. Looks like a few more have been put in across Kentucky. Henry County has been reintroduced to the burn ban. Okay, that does not surprise me. Because again, you didn't get as much rain. So while you were taken out briefly, Henry County's now back underneath a burn ban. So we'll fix that for tonight's forecast. Otherwise, the other ones that were taken out of it were not added back in. So I think most of what we have on the board right now is accurate for our Kentucky counties. Let's check Indiana. See if any additional burn bans have been issued up there. No. None in our viewing area, a little bit further north. So still in Indiana, it's only Orange and Washington counties that have been included in the burn bans. So, and just east of Jefferson County as well. So at this point, do I think that more burn bans could be in play? Yes, especially with these rain chances not bringing us a lot of rain. Let me look at one of the HER model. That's the one, and let me just show you how outrageous this might end up being. Again, you saw on the future radar scans that the HER was showing those deep red colors, saying that rainfall was going to be pretty significant overnight. But if you actually look at the HER, there you go. This is a little bit more realistic. At least it was at the beginning. So depicting maybe around 1/4 inch to 1/3 inch in the highest spots through the morning hours, up to 1/2 inch. Okay, so that lines up with what it was showing on advanced track. Again, I think we got to take this with more than a grain of salt. We don't have enough moisture at this point. We have so much dry air. We don't have enough moisture, it appears, to even get a 1/2 inch of rain around here. I wouldn't rule out 0.2 inch to 1/4 inch in our highest rainfall totals if we're able to get a few of these moderate showers, if there are any overnight, to pass over the same area 3 or 4 times. If you only get one of those, you're talking a couple hundredths of an inch at best. That is the most likely scenario, is that you get a few hundredths of an inch of rain in an at best case scenario. So I don't think that we get tonight is going to be helping with the burn bans. And if what we don't get tonight doesn't help, next week's not going to see significant improvements either. We have a long period of dry time around here. So if you're in a burn ban right now, you're going to be in a burn ban for a long time. And again, Henry County doesn't show that you're in a burn ban right now, but you were just added back in this weekend. Is Salem, Indiana going to have bad weather tonight? No way, Jose. The only chance for bad weather with this batch of storms that's been moving north to south was up in northern Indiana and parts of Illinois. There were some severe thunderstorm warnings along I-70, or I-65, I should say, north of I-70 in northern Indiana. That was it. As soon as they crossed over I-70, everything really fell apart. It just didn't have the same amount of energy. What we have is called a vortmax. So basically, it's energy real high in the air. We've got winds moving decently fast, not crazy. And that lift, that energy that we have is what's sparking off these showers. But when you don't have the moisture to work with it, you're not really going to get downpours. Also, not anticipating enough lift and forcing to actually get any hail or the winds mixing down to the surface to actually get damaging wind gusts. It's just not going to be the case. Maybe a brief breeze here or there with some of these, but that's just typical. As a shower starts to fall apart and the cooler air comes down to the surface, it just kind of pushes out from the shower, and you get a breeze before the rain even gets to you. Being fire pit time, yes, Amanda, I just got a fire pit the other day, and fortunately in Jefferson County, let me double check, but I don't believe that Jefferson County is included in burn bans, and that's where I live, so I'm able to use mine. Not everybody is, though. Again, if you're inside of a burn ban, no frivolous burning, no burning outside. Be mindful of your grilling and stuff. It's just as the grass is crunchy, as somebody said earlier, things can light up quick, and especially if we have any breezy days in the future, which I don't anticipate right now, but any sort of breeze should be able to move any grass fires pretty quickly, and that's the last thing that we want to see. All right, that's all I have for tonight. Just wanted to give a quick 15-20 minute update for you guys with the rain that we have moving in. It's going to stay dry for an extended period of time. Tonight and tomorrow really are our only chances to get some decent rain around here. I'm not expecting anything significant, though. A couple tenths of an inch of rain in our highest spots is going to be the most realistic scenario, and the reason for it is that as that rain is falling through the air, it's evaporating pretty quickly. You got that dry air that it's running into, it just can't make it all the way to the ground sometimes. So that is the most likely scenario. You get some rain falling, you see it on radar, and you go outside and you look up and you just don't see it actually making it to the ground. It's an unfortunate case. However, for the folks that have outdoor plans, maybe you're camping for Burn and Beyond. I know folks have been selling their backyards and allowing folks to come in and overtake their backyards with some tents and stuff. Don't expect to wake up to absolute downpours in the morning. A few lighter showers are going to be possible, and most of that moving out in the second half of the day. So you might start off your festivities with a little bit of light rain, probably not even enough to really warrant a rain jacket or an umbrella. You get out there and enjoy yourself, even if you're getting to the festival early in the day. I think the afternoon and the rest of the evening should be dry in the Louisville area, and should be dry for southern Indiana specifically, with just a few lighter showers down in southern Kentucky, most likely. So that's what we're expecting for tomorrow. Few lighter showers. Not going to rain out anybody's plans. Appreciate you guys tuning in. Thank you so much. We'll see you guys at 10 o'clock on WBK on potentially WBKI. If not there, then catch us on WDRB.